Implementation of China's Double Reduction Policy by Douglas Coleman from Moreland University. Following China's Central Committee's announcement of the Double Reduction Policy, news has spread across the globe. Businesses once too big to fail, such as New Oriental and Wall Street English, have since shut their doors. This video will explore some of the facets of this policy to help you understand what it is about. This policy is an attempt to begin regulating a previously unregulated industry. In mainland China, up until now, training centers have not received any supervision or guidance from the Ministry of Education. The curriculum these centers offered varied in quality and at times disseminated conflicting information with China's national curriculum. Prior to the double reduction policy, the after-school training industry was estimated to be worth, in total, $120 billion. With an industry worth so much, it seems unclear why the Central Committee would enforce such a policy. However, China desires to update its education system in a radical way. The goal is to create an equal playing field for students across the country, from the often less affluent countryside to the more privileged megacities. After-school training centers can cost thousands of Chinese yuan each year. For example, twice weekly 1-hour English lessons for 9 months can cost 12,000 yuan, which converts to almost $1,800 US. Despite this cost, parents eagerly pay this sum for multiple training center lessons ranging from math, art, physical education, English, and countless more. The inability for more rural and less affluent families to afford these crammed schools in relation to more well-affluent families, often along China's east coast, is what the Chinese government is trying to equalize. Further, with China's population beginning to teeter towards a decline, Beijing hopes that with families no longer financially burdened by training centers, they will choose to have more children. So by now you might be wondering, what is the appeal of these training centers in mainland China? What has made them so lucrative and so popular over the past 10 to 15 years? To put it concisely, the answer is competition. In China, students will have 2 important exams in their academic career. The first is the Zhongkao. This will determine which high school the middle school student can be placed in. The second exam is the Gaokao. Now this is even more important. This will determine which tier and quality university the student can attend. For example, if a student ranks highly on the Zhongkao, they are more likely to be placed into a better and more competitive high school, which then in turn will make them more likely to get into a higher ranked university. So with education being more equally distributed and less of a wealthy person's resource, what really is there to criticize with the double reduction policy? So with the enforcement of this policy, this has pushed training centers and tutoring services into the shadows. It's created a black market, essentially. And the Central Committee, I don't think, was really prepared for that. There have been situations in the past 2 months since the enforcement of the policy where police have raided a teacher's home, breaking down the door in Anhui province, while giving paid tutoring lessons. So this policy hasn't necessarily done what it intends to, but perhaps with time it will. This policy shift doesn't affect schools, it does affect after-school training centers, which affects learning. The students no longer have the supervision or additional assistance like they had when training centers were available to help them with their homework.